You open a job search site late at night. You type in a role that sounds better than the one you have now. You scroll for a while. You save one position, then another. For a few minutes, another life feels possible. Then you close the tab. The next morning, you follow the same route, open the same screen, enter the same building, or begin the same shift you have imagined leaving 100 times. You tell yourself you are being responsible. The market is uncertain, you need more savings. This is not the right month. You should wait until the project ends, the schedule improves, the bonus arrives, or things finally calm down. But underneath those reasonable explanations is a truth you already know. You do not want to stay. You are simply more afraid of leaving than you are tired of remaining. That is how people spend years inside jobs they emotionally left long ago. They still answer messages. They still attend meetings. They still say work is fine. But the body usually notices the truth first. You feel it on Sunday evening. Nothing has happened yet, but your chest already feels heavier. A message from your manager or the work group chat changes the mood of the room. You carry irritation home and give it to people who did not create it. Your vacation is not even over, and you are already grieving the return. You tell yourself everyone dislikes work sometimes. And that is true. No job feels meaningful every day. Every workplace contains boredom, pressure, repetition, and people who make simple things harder than they need to be. But there is a difference between being tired after work and becoming smaller inside it. There is a difference between going through a difficult season and repeatedly giving up parts of yourself just to keep the peace. So why do you stay? The first reason is not complicated. Familiar pain feels safer than an unfamiliar future. You already know how this job hurts you. You know which meetings lead nowhere. You know which customers will be difficult. You know which promises will be delayed and which problems will somehow become yours. You know how to keep your manager calm. You know when to stay quiet. You know how to look busy even when your mind has already left the room. You may be unhappy, but you have become skilled at being unhappy there. And once you become competent inside a bad situation, leaving can feel more dangerous than staying. Because leaving creates questions you cannot answer yet. What if the next job is worse? What if the salary is lower? What if you lose your insurance? What if you disappoint your family? What if you leave and discover that the problem was you? Your mind does not compare your current job with the best realistic alternative. It compares the pain you know with every possible disaster it can imagine. And the known pain usually wins. But fear of uncertainty is only part of the story. For many people, the job has become part of their identity. The title means something. The salary means something. The years of training mean something. The company name may be one of the first things people ask about when they meet you. You may dislike the work and still depend on what the work appears to prove. That you are responsible, that you are successful, that your education was worth it, that the years of sacrifice led somewhere. So the deeper fear is not always, what if I cannot find another job? Sometimes it is, who am I if I am no longer this person? Work may also be the strongest structure in your life. It tells you when to wake up, where to go, what problem needs to be solved next. It fills the day with urgency, and urgency can be useful. It keeps you moving. It also keeps you from noticing what is missing outside work. When your calendar is full, you do not have to ask whether your life is. That is why quitting can feel exciting at night and frightening in the morning. At night, you imagine freedom. In daylight, you imagine an empty Monday. No title, no schedule, no one waiting for your answer. You do not only fear losing the job, you may fear meeting the parts of your life the job has helped you avoid. Then there is another reason people rarely admit. Being needed feels good. Perhaps everyone comes to you when something goes wrong. Your manager calls you reliable. New employees ask you for help. The team struggles when you are not there. You complain that people depend on you too much, and they probably do. But being depended on can also reassure you. Your absence would be noticed. You matter here. That is the contradiction. You can hate being overused while still depending on the feeling of being useful. When your sense of value is built around solving problems, peace may not feel peaceful. It may feel like nobody needs you anymore. The job drains your energy, but it also gives you recognition, belonging, and a place where your presence seems important. That is not enough to make the job healthy, but it is enough to make leaving emotionally complicated. And just when you are ready to walk away, something improves. Your manager praises you. Someone mentions a promotion. A new project sounds interesting. Your schedule gets better for a week. A difficult coworker leaves. Management promises that the next reorganization will fix everything. For a few days, the job feels different. You begin to doubt yourself. Maybe you were too negative. Maybe the worst part is over. Maybe staying will finally pay off. Then the old pattern returns. The promotion is delayed. The workload grows. The new project becomes another burden. The same problems come back with different language. But the brief improvement has already bought the company more of your patience. A job that is terrible every day can be easier to leave than one that occasionally gives you hope. When disappointment is interrupted by small rewards, the mind keeps waiting for the better version of the job to return. You are no longer staying because today is acceptable. You are staying because tomorrow keeps making promises. Then you think about everything you have already invested: the degree, the training, the years of experience, the late nights, the weekends you gave away. Leaving can feel like admitting that all of it led to the wrong place. But those years are not lost simply because you choose a different direction. They gave you skills, judgment, experience, and information about what you no longer want. The past explains how you arrived here. It does not have to decide how long you stay. Still, the strongest trap may not be identity, hope, or money. It may be exhaustion. A draining job does not only make you want to leave, it takes away the energy required to leave. You finish the day too tired to update your resume, too mentally scattered to learn something new, too discouraged to contact someone who might help. You promise yourself you will work on your plan during the weekend. Then the weekend becomes recovery. You sleep, you scroll, you try not to think about Monday. By Sunday evening, you have barely started feeling like yourself again. Then the cycle begins. The job consumes the energy you would need to build an alternative. After a while, fear starts sounding like common sense. You stop saying, "I'm afraid to change." You say, "There are no real options. No one will pay me this much. My skills are too specific. I am too old to start again." Every workplace is the same. Some of these concerns may be valid. Money matters. Debt matters. Children, medical needs, insurance, visas, and unstable job markets are real. Not everyone can resign tomorrow. Pretending otherwise would be dishonest. But being unable to leave today is not the same as having no future choice. Fear does not need to invent a complete lie. It only needs to take one possible risk and present it as the entire future. The turning point usually does not happen when you suddenly become brave enough to quit. It happens when you stop asking, "Can I leave right now?" and start asking, "What would make leaving less dangerous 6 months from now?" That question gives you something fear never does. A next step. Start with the numbers. Find out what you actually need each month. Look at what could be reduced and how much of a safety cushion would help you think clearly. Update the resume, one section at a time. Talk to someone who has already left your company or your field. Study the market instead of allowing anxiety to describe it for you. Apply for a few roles before you feel completely ready. Learn one skill that makes your experience easier to transfer. None of this is dramatic. That is the point. You are not trying to escape in one emotional moment. You are building options. Your current job may not change at all, but your relationship to it will. You are still there, but now you know what you are building toward. That difference matters. When you believe you cannot leave, every request feels like proof that you are trapped. When you are building a plan, the workplace begins to lose some of its power over you. You no longer need your manager to become fair before your life can move forward. You no longer need the company to recognize your value before you believe it exists. You are preparing to carry that value somewhere else. The next step is to stop treating promises as evidence. Look at what has actually changed. Is this a temporary difficult period? Or have the same problems continued for years? Has the workload improved? Have boundaries been respected? Did the promised promotion happen? Did management's behavior change, or only its language? A hopeful conversation is not the same as a new pattern. Judge the job by what it repeatedly does, not by what it occasionally says. And compare it with realistic alternatives, not fantasy. The next job may not be perfect. It may pay slightly less. The title may sound less impressive. You may still have difficult days. But perhaps you sleep better. Perhaps your schedule becomes predictable. Perhaps you stop checking email during dinner. Perhaps you have enough energy to listen when someone you love is speaking. A better job does not have to solve your entire life. It only has to stop consuming so much of it. You also need to separate your value from your position. Your title may disappear, Your experience will not. Neither will the discipline it took to earn it. You are more than the company's opinion of you. The years were not wasted because you no longer want to remain where you spent them. A chapter can matter without becoming the entire book. And while you are still there, rebuild the parts of life that work has pushed aside. Call the friend you only talk to when something is wrong. Protect time that belongs to your body and your relationships. Do something you cannot turn into a promotion, a side hustle, or a performance review. When work is no longer the only place you feel valuable, you can finally see the job more clearly. Here is the difficult truth. You may not be staying because the job is right for you. You may be staying because the pain has become familiar enough to feel like safety, because being needed there protects you from feeling uncertain somewhere else. Because the title is holding together an identity you are afraid to rebuild. Because occasional hope keeps delaying an honest decision. Because exhaustion has made preparation feel impossible. You do not need to hate yourself for staying. Fear is not weakness. Responsibility is not cowardice. But there comes a point when caution stops protecting your life and starts consuming it. You may not be ready to leave today, but waiting is not neutral. Every year spent inside a life you already know you do not want is still a decision. The goal is not one reckless escape. The goal is to build enough money, skill, energy, information, and support that fear is no longer the only voice deciding your future. You do not have to destroy your life to change it. But you may have to stop calling the cage security simply because you have become good at living inside it.